Hey guys, it's Tiny Tom Logan back with another video for you, and today we're going to be taking a look, or at least a quick look, at the MSI X370 X Power Gaming Titanium. It's a bit of a mouthful, I know. Now you may be wondering why it's taken so long. Well, I had to wait for AMD to send it to me because they had this big plan with Ryzen where they were actually sampling the first few of the boards, and this was in the plan for them to send it to me. And MSI haven't got many samples at the moment, so I've had to wait for them to send it to me, and they hadn't had it in the hub. So there's been all these delays, but anyway, it turned up today. Now I do need to obviously get it built into the test rig and get the CPU, the 1800X, which is the CPU I'm testing all the boards with, get it in so that I can get it tested, and that's all going to take a good few days, and then we've got the video to make, and then there's the write-up to do, and all the graphs. There's a lot of work. So I thought I would share a quick look. Now I know Ryzen has been out for a while and you've probably already seen the board, and some of you aren't going to want to listen to me going on about something. But anyway, I thought I'd share anyway because I've been waiting for it for a long time. So let's have a ganders. Now, got a nice shield kind of bit going on there, and if you didn't know, it is silver, the board, but I'll show you some more stuff. But it's this bit that I wanted to talk to you about. So we're just going to whiz around some of the bits. Game boost, there's 8 levels on an auto overclock, and I will be giving this a look because they can be a bit relaxed with how many volts they give you, in that they give you quite a few. So energetic, enthusiastic, that's an even better word. DDR4 boost, there's a VR boost on there, there's a VR accelerator chip, so there's lower latency on some of the USB ports. Is optimised for gaming VGA, they say, better GPU signals and 4 times stronger slot. I think that basically means they've just got steel around the outside of the slot. M.2 shield. I will also be, when I do the review, I'll be giving a specific look to this because let's face it, it's right under the GPU, and when they're not right under the GPU, they're proven to have made things warmer, so we'll give that a good go over. Audio boost, Lightning USB, apparently they're 2 times faster with twice as much bandwidth. Mystic Light extension, the steel armor there, so that's pretty much what that is. And then gaming LAN. They're saying it's 3.5 times lower latency with a bandwidth manager. Right, so around the back of the box. Basically, what you can do is pause. Maybe not then, maybe now. Now? Yeah, pause. Anyway, so when we bust the box open, board we'll look at in a sec. This we will look at now, obviously. So you get 6 silver or titanium, whatever you want to call them, silver in colour, not titanium metal, SATA cables. You get an MSI shield gaming badge. These used to be massive. This just goes to show you what's happening nowadays. They still give you the badge, but they make it smaller so that they can save money. It's a bit like chocolate bars, isn't it? They look like they're the same, but they get smaller. Yeah, I prefer the big ones. Then we get the IO shield. There's nothing horrible, sticky outy on the back. Nice and spongy, so that all makes things nice. This is your RGB splitter. So you have, that end goes in the board, so that's the input. And then there are 2 cables on the outside, which I'm going to guess are about 50 to 60 centimeters long. That's an official kind of very technical measurement, by the way. Yeah, it's about that long. Then we've got driver CD, some stuff that you can mark your cables with, make things easier. Well, make things easier when you look, or messier when you're not. Thank you for buying it. Maybe they should just give you a good product rather than a thank you card. Stuff about mounting. Right, okay. You can always ask your girlfriend if you're wondering. Enthusiast gaming. Oh! So it's a big kind of like unfoldable thing which tells you what everything is for. That's actually kind of handy because there's loads of times when I wonder. It's in multiple languages as well, which is kind of cool, so there's only one. But that's actually pretty cool. It would also be quite handy if that was on the driver's CD. So I will look. But I like that. It's probably my favourite thing about what's in the box. But now it's time for the main event, which is the board itself and box. But box is falling off. So yes, the actual board itself. So the first thing that I want to talk about, because it's something that I noticed as I peel the foam off the back, is it is silver, but if we zoom in, because we do need to get really close, and that, yeah, the camera's, is it good? Yeah, we'll come back a bit. Right, so when you get in really close, if you look, you can see that it is actually white underneath. So the silver goes on top of the white. If we have a look on this, you can see around this chip. And I remember there was a bit on the back. Here we go. So very easy to see there. Silver over the top of the white. Now, I don't know why I'm showing that to you, other than the fact that I obviously like white, and it's just to give you an idea of the basis of the silver. But it is all over the board. And it is still pretty unique. There's not really anyone that's been able to do it properly. The I/O shield at the back, this is plastic. Comes all the way down here. It does actually feel a bit flimsy at the back. But obviously once it's fitted, you're never going to notice. It's just when you've got some, you know, heavy-handed wannabe reviewer smashing things with his hand. It does feel a bit flexible, really. The good thing that they have done is it doesn't screw in with the board mounts now, and it used to, or they used to, they've actually put proper mounts on it. Just double checking. There we are. So it's got its own decent mounts now. While we are looking around the back and we've got the heat sinks, you can see that the power delivery around the outside is actually quite pleasingly clean and simple, because a lot of the time it can be a bit of a mishmash. The other thing is it's quite clear around the outside, because with some boards, when you get these capacitors and sometimes even chokes or other things too close, it can be a problem with heat sinks around the outside, and we have found that with a couple of the boards. This actually looks quite cool. One thing I do want to know is what this is. There's lots of pins and you can move it around. Let's refer to our diagram. On the diagram, it would appear that that part isn't even fitted. So yeah, that was a lot of good. Anyways, I genuinely don't know what that is, so I'm going to ask and I will try and cover it in the main review. While we are zoomed in though, we can have a quick skim around. We've got an 8 plus a 4 at the top. Just to let you know, you do not have to connect both. I would use the 8 pin as your number one, and I would forget this because it's just another cable and you don't particularly need it. It's not going to do you any like favours to make your overclocking unless you're absolutely ragging it any better. Anyway, CPU fan here, and then there is a pump fan up here. I'm actually liking this zoomed in look because it's focused quite well and you can actually see the writing around the outside as well. Now you do get a PCI poster here, and we've got another fan header here which is calling System Fan 3. This here, these are your lights for, so you can, it will tell you what stage of the post it's going through, and I'm probably going to be able to see better on the camera than I am with my naked eye, and it looks to me like BIOS, VGA, DRAM, CPU. It's handy to have that written down if you're going to be overclocking as well, so you don't have to get your head in the case or like down there with a magnifying glass when it does stick on one of them as well. So that's a little bit of a hint. Get a piece of paper, draw yourself a little diagram. 24 pin, you got USB 3 pin out. There is, come on, thank you. So U.2, although I still don't understand the point in putting those on there other than to fill a gap because there just aren't any. 6 SATA 3, 6 gigabit per second. We have a vertical, horizontal rather, USB 3 to go with the vertical one that's up here. Down in this bottom corner, we have the flash BIOS one. This is basically the BIOS flashback button. An overclocking switch here, although I've never been too keen on these. Reset and power, that's all lovely good on the board, lovely bubbly. USB 3.1 internal down here. 2 USB 2s internal, like that as well. Going back to fan, System Fan 2s here. There's another fan up here, which is saying System Fan 4. And then System Fan 1 is over here near the VR Boost chip. Now we do have the M.2 shield, which is in the middle underneath the primary PCI Express slot, and then amazingly the second PCI Express slot's here, and there's another U.2 over it. M.2 under it. Now with the M.2 being there, that's only really going to be a problem if you're using 2 graphics cards. So, but I'll look for temperatures on this because I do test with M.2. Don't forget, when it does come to the rest of the slots on the board, all of these black slots use PCI Express lanes from the chipset, as does this and this. It's only these that use the PCI Express from the CPU. So you've got 16 on the CPU. That doesn't mean that you can run 3 graphics cards though, because these are actually PCI Express 2 bandwidth. It's wired 8 times for this one, and then these are PCI Express wired 1, but it's PCI Express 2. It's too many numbers, but you get what I mean. When we come around the back, PS2, then we've got 2 USB 2s here, HDMI DisplayPort. This is your BIOS flashback USB header. You've got BIOS clear there. And we've got USB 3.1, and then we've got, you do have a C header here. This is your gigabit Ethernet. The audio, you can see gold plated connectors, but also when we come, if I spin the board around, you can see these little gold capacitors. They're Japanese capacitors underneath that. Again, that's just part of the plastic that we've seen before. Right, so finally had the titanium board arrive. Like I said, I did want to give you a quick share, let you know that it is finally here, and let you know that I will be getting it in the testing. I am doing some other reviews and work at the moment, but this is hot. Or hot, no, not the right, it's on the priority list to get done ASAP. So keep checking back, and I will get it back as soon as possible. Another place to keep an eye for stuff like this is Instagram and Facebook. We put all the links and stuff underneath, and you can also have a look at the other YouTube channels as well. So yes, this has been Tiny Tom Logan to give you a very quick look around the MSI X370 X Power to game into the silver one.